In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Show Car's dry foam upholstery and carpet cleaner. Now let's get straight into it. What's going on? So glad you guys are here and welcome back to the Wilson Auto Detailing community. If you are a professional auto detailer who wants to become more successful and profitable in your business, or just a car enthusiast who wants to improve your detailing ability, then definitely consider hitting that big red subscribe button right below this video. So right now I am detailing an Audi A5, and of course if you guys have been a part of the Wilson Auto Detailing community for any sort of time, you know that I'm a huge fan of Show Car car care products because they're extremely economical and they're just kind of one of those like not bureaucratic companies. Like, not that I don't love Meguiar's, you know, not that I don't love Chemical Guys, but this is kind of a smaller-ish company, and I just kind of like the idea of companies that are more concerned about you than they are necessarily making money. Once again, this is their upholstery cleaner. Now, I've diluted it 10-to-1 in this bottle. So actually, the reason they call this dry foam is because kind of the point of this product is that this is something that you can spray on the carpet and the upholstery, and it's supposed to kind of not oversaturate or not get really wet, not really kind of soak anything, and after you dry it and then vacuum it with a vacuum after you're finished, it's supposed to kind of leave it fairly dry. And so I kind of want to test that in conjunction with how effective it really is on cleaning these floor mats. And so what I'm going to do is actually spray it, not very generously. I'm going to do light repeated passes on these carpets because they're extremely clean. I've done a pre-vacuum. So I'm going to spray it kind of lightly. I'm going to scrub it with just a normal nylon brush scrubber, and then I'm going to wipe it up with a microfiber towel. We're going to do that 1, 2, maybe 3 times on this one, as well as on the passenger side mat, and we're just going to kind of test and see the results we get. So I am not going to speed this up because I just want you guys to be able to see kind of how much I'm putting on and how much I'm scrubbing. So that's going to be 1 pass. Once again, more often than not, if the carpet's not just absolutely trashed, light repeated applications are going to be best. Now, some of you guys might be wondering, why am I not using a steamer? Why am I not using an extractor? Because once again, this car, I see it actually fairly regularly. It's kept extremely clean, and the mats just don't need that kind of attention. So I'm going to use kind of a crosshatch pattern. So I'm going to go this way, then I'm going to go this way. So I'm going vertically and horizontally, and it's very straightforward. Then I'm going to take my microfiber towel and literally just mop it up like this. As I said before, this is not an extremely dirty carpet. So now what I'm gonna do one more time is literally take my product, another light application, just like this, all right? And then I'm going to do another crosshatch pattern. Now, the one thing that I do like about this product is that it does kind of suds up, like when it comes in contact with the fibers of the carpet, and I can see that it is very obviously working and it is obviously cleaning, and it's actually got an awesome scent. And so anything that smells really good and leaves a good scent behind for my customer is something that I am definitely going to be into. So once again, I'm just gonna wipe it up. Now, here we go. Here's the final result. I'll try to get it all in the camera. Now, of course, is this a huge difference from kind of the beginning result? Well, no, because once again, this was an extremely clean carpet, this extremely clean floor mat, but this is not really a product that I would use on something that is crazy, crazy dirty, because yes, I would reach for a degreaser, but once again, there are times when a degreaser isn't necessary, like this one, because a degreaser would just kind of be overkill. Now, yeah, you could dilute it 10, 15 to 1, but things like this, you can dilute 10 to 1, 15 to 1, and get great results like this. They're a little bit less intense. They're a little bit less kind of aggressive, and I like that idea. It could just be an OCD thing in my own mind and in my own detailing world, but I like products that are not so abrasive and so aggressive, kind of like a degreaser is on higher end cars like this Audi A3. This is something I could use for the convertible top on this car. It's something I could use for the carpeting that's attached to the floor of the car. It's something I can use for the floor mats. Now, what I'm gonna do is actually sit this out in the sun, and we're gonna see how fast it dries. Upon touching it kind of right now, no, it's not that wet, but yes, it still is fairly wet. So you guys can see, watch, I'll rub my hand across it like this, and look. You really can't see anything that's like wet on my hand. And so once again, the dry foam kind of nature of this product, one of the points and purposes of this product is to not oversaturate things. So I'm gonna go ahead and set it in the sun, and we're gonna move to the driver's side, and we're gonna kind of reevaluate this after it's sat in the sun to just see how fast it dried. So now this is the passenger side floorboard, and once again, it's not extremely dirty. So I'm emphasizing that for a reason, because I do like to have products in my detailing world that I reserve reserved for higher end cars, for nicer cars that don't get as dirty. This is going to be one of those products, okay? Is it going to clean extremely effectively on extremely dirty cars? Well, I haven't tested it out yet. I'm sure it would, but once again, I try to use degreasers and things like that for situations like that. So because I've vacuumed this already, what I'm gonna do with this one is spray light repeated applications. I'm gonna scrub just like I did before, but what I'm gonna do differently with this one, just to kind of see if we can tell any significant different result, is after I scrub it twice, I'm going to vacuum it, because that's actually what the manufacturer's directions say on the dry foam bottle. So once again, I'm scrubbing in a crosshatch pattern like this, and then I'll take my microfiber towel and I'll flip it to a totally clean side so we don't get any of that other dirt on, and we'll mop it up like this, and then we'll just do the same exact thing a second time. Okay, so here is the after result. Now, of course, this looks very similar as the beginning, and it looks very similar to the driver's side mat. Now, all I'm gonna do is just take my rigid 4-gallon shop vac, vacuum this out real fast, kind of pull the fibers back to like standing up. It does give it a better visual appearance. I'm gonna try to vacuum all of the fibers in one direction, so here's what that looks like. So now here we have the after result of that. Now, one thing that I did notice when I was vacuuming, and sometimes you'll notice this when you're vacuuming carpet after you've treated it with an all-purpose cleaner or something like that, it kind of surfaces these white spots or these white suds. Of course, that's just the cleaner being sucked out of the fibers. Now, there are people who in the detailing world, they argue like every time you clean a carpet, you have to extract it because there's no way to kind of pull out the grease and grime unless you extract it. And while I do understand that kind of line of thinking, the problem with that is that it's impossible to pull out every single bit of grease and grime from the fibers of a carpet. I mean, it is very literally impossible, even if you extracted it 100 times and pressure washed it out and all that sort of stuff. It's going to be a near impossible. And so a lot of times what you have to ask yourself is my customer looking for every bit of grease and grime to be pulled out of this carpet? Or is my customer looking for results like this that very literally look perfection, and it's going to last the lifetime of the car, it's going to give incredible visual appeal, it's gonna keep the condition of the carpet in basically perfect condition? Well, yes, I would say my customers are much more looking for this than they are looking for me to spend hours and hours and hours on end extracting it and then charging them hundreds of more dollars for something that really you can't even visually tell a difference, and at the end of the day, you're really in the long term not going to be able to tell a huge difference in the first place. So now I've got both the driver's and the passenger mats sitting in the sun, and what I'm going to do is hit these two back mats, and I'm gonna clean those, and then I'd like to kind of come back to these mats, feel to see how dry they are just in the time that it takes me to do this back mat and this back mat. Okay, so I finished with the back two mats, and now I just pulled the driver's mat that was sitting in the sun back in. This is the first one I did, and what I want to do, because you guys can't really, I could tell you it was dry, or but you wouldn't be able to tell in the camera. So I'm going to take my glove that's totally dry and just rub it across the fibers like this, so you guys can see I'm not lying, not wet at all. Now, I love that because there is a difference between how fast this dries and how fast a degreaser dries. This dry foam is manufactured in a way that is specifically foamy, so when you spray it on a mat like this, it specifically suds up more than a degreaser is going to. The vacuuming out, the reason why the manufacturer tells you to vacuum it out is because it's literally designed to be vacuumed out of the fibers, unlike something like a normal all-purpose cleaner or a normal degreaser. There's actually many different products like this on the market. I do really like this show car one because number one, it works great. Number two, I can reserve it for kind of these higher end details like this. And number three, it smells fantastic. So of course my customer is gonna love that. But once again, this is completely dry. What's the advantage to that? Now I can go ahead and stick it back inside the car. I don't have to leave it out to dry and actually maybe even take the risk of leaving and saying, hey, I couldn't put the floor mats back in because they're not dry yet. You're gonna have to put them back in tomorrow to make sure everything's dry. I don't have to worry about that with a product like this. I can put them back in, not inconvenience my customer at all. And once again, getting getting great results. So needless to say, yes, I am a fan of the Showcar Dry Foam. Once again, this bottle right here is $8.50. It can be diluted 15 to 1, 10 to 1. So would I use this in every single car? No. I like my all-purpose cleaners. I like my degreasers. I like the size of the concentrates they come in. They're extremely economical. However, a product like this being diluted 15 to 1 and being only $8.50 per a bottle like this, it's going to go a very long way. Once again, I'd like to reiterate, this is a product that I would definitely reserve for like my higher end vehicles because of the nature of the product and just because of higher end vehicles don't really need as much cleaning. And so these are awesome products to use on those higher end details so you're not oversaturating things, over-soaking things, and not only inconveniencing the customer oversaturating things, but inconveniencing yourself at the end of the day because you're kind of cleaning something that's already clean. This is also an amazing product for maintenance clients because once again, maintenance clients are things you're seeing all the time, so they're just not as dirty. Now, once again, I do not get paid from Showcar, do not make a commission, just want to review products that I get sent to me to give you guys the best advice and best products possible that are out there on the market right now. Now, if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, then hook up all that stuff in the YouTube comments below because I always read those and I'm sure to get back to you guys as fast as I can. And of course, if you are new to the Wilson Auto Detailing community, then definitely consider subscribing because I come out with videos all the time just like this on products, tools, strategies, communication skills, business skills, and so much more, all in an effort to help the pro detailers become more successful and profitable in their businesses. And on this channel, I share the same strategies that turned my business into a full-time income with only part-time hours. So if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe. Once again, thank you guys so much for being involved. And as always, from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I'll see you guys in the next video.